Well done, man.
Veterans, and welcome to the meeting of January 10th, 2018. We're on the downhill slide now. You'll see you in a minute.
We've been on a downhill slide since.
Why, thank you, Louie. That's going to cost you.
You can always count on Louie.
For the pledge this morning, Lori Darling.
Face the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And our thought for the day, Paula, doing double duty. Oh, who are our mic guys here?
The 18.
The difference between stupidity and genius is that genius has its limits. I'm sorry. Whoa. The difference between stupidity and genius is that genius has its Albert Einstein.
And I have a thought from FDR. The only obstacle for the fulfillment of our plans for tomorrow is our today's doubts. Never doubt. Go! Never doubt anything. Just throw John ahead.
All right, well, we haven't done this since 2018. And one of our favorites, it's actually Citizen Scott's favorite song. Home on the Range.
There it is.
Home, give me a home where the buffalo roam and the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. Pay attention. Where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
All right, before you sit down, go greet somebody. Give your neighbor a hug. Thank you to today's greeters, John Moses and Natalie McNamara.
But it's not a
Problem.
You failed. You just lost one in your bid against. Okay. And our mic team today, Brian Bauer. Thank you, Brian. And Jim Pertera, who is not here, but it looks like Michael McLaughlin is taking over for him. Thank you, Michael. Do we have any visiting Rotarians?
We do indeed, President Bill. We have
Just a second.
Steve Zivelich from Sebastopol. Steve, thank you for coming. And we have our returning President Emeritus, Ken Brandt.
Yay!
You in a club up there in Oregon? You're ruling the roost? Are you still a Rotarian?
Absolutely. I'm the Rotary Club of the Rope Valley. And Meredith. No, not technology. I got out of that. But I'm in charge, I'm in a committee called the Sergeants Committee. We're the ones that find people and recognize them. And it's so much fun. They had trouble getting members because they were meeting on Monday mornings at 7. And changed to Monday afternoon at 4 at happy hour in a bar, and they're full of members.
Nowadays, I enjoy the whole team to get the money out of people.
There you have it.
All right. Do we, and by the way, Steve will have an announcement for us later on when we get to our announcements area. Do we have any additional guests this morning? Here.
Yes, I'd like to introduce my husband, Jim Newman, who will be speaking later, and you'll hear more from him at about him later. Good morning.
Can't wait to hear from Jim. He's going to be talking about his hike on the Pacific Crest Trail. Woo-hoo! So he's got all his gear up here. If you haven't had time, stop by and take a look at it. And he'll be around for questions after his presentation. We were going to have our Student of the Month this morning, and Kent was here, the principal, but Greg did not make it. So we'll save that for next week. So, we have a Beatles tie of the week. It actually comes in two different color motifs. You can see the one up there is kind of bluish, and this one that I've got is in red. Carry the weight. Okay. So, this day in history, what happened? In 1776, this was the day that the pamphlet Common Sense was released by Thomas Paine. You may remember that Common Sense was probably one of the driving forces that united all of the patriots together and got them to thinking about it. He laid it out in this pamphlet on why we should throw up the crown. Interesting thing is that Thomas Paine was not born in the U.S. He was born and raised in England. He had lived there most of his life. He had only come to America in 1774, 2 years before, and yet he got excited about the patriot cause and ended up being one of the founding fathers who wrote this pamphlet, which there were thousands printed, and it was not uncommon that many of the soldiers carried around this pamphlet, Common Sense, with them. Anyway. Say again? Yeah, good idea. January 10th birthdays in history. I'm just going to talk about one today. Ray Bolger. Remember Ray? He is on the left there as his glamour picture is, but the way everybody knows him is as the straw man. I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, while consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching if I only had a brain.
Hey!
So that's Ray Bolger.
It says December 10th.
Huh? Ah!
Oh,
That's my mistake. Oh, by the way,
just say.
yeah, so almost, hardly anybody caught it last week, but last week all of the dates still said 2017.
Oh!
So Michael, do you think you need to find me?
$10.
$10, okay. Ah,
Per incident.
excellent. Let me back up. Per incident. You said it breaks the bank here. We have a Student of the Month. Wayne, would you like to come and do the intro here?
Okay, Ben, come on up. Welcome. I think there was a scheduling problem. So at any rate, our Student of the Month is Ben Pereira, right? is that correct? And he's a senior at Laguna High School. And actually, there's a Rotary connection with him. I just fast forward, or you got it. You probably recognize this structure, which we built for the parade in 2016. And here's what's inside that structure. Was welded up by students, and Ben is there in the middle, one of the students that built this. So he's already participated in Rotary. So he's our student of the month for December. We have this beautiful plaque, Ben, for you. By the way, his mother, Judy, is over there.
Hi, Judy.
Morning, Judy.
Morning. And it said, as student of the month for your exemplary demonstration of respect, responsibility, and rigor. So that's a wonderful thing that you've done. We've also got some cash money for you, which you might appreciate. There you go. Don't spend it all in one place. So, Ben, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're planning on doing and what you've been doing and what you like. Here you go.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I'm a senior at Laguna, and for the first 2 years I went to Hanoi, but I realized that Laguna was a better place for me because I wasn't doing as good as I could have been doing at Hanoi. And I realized that that school was, I think, tailored for a specific type of student, and I wasn't that kind of student. And I wasn't doing as good as I thought I could be doing. So if I could go back in time, I would have told myself to transfer to Laguna at a sooner time, because I'm excelling at Laguna perfectly, and my parents are proud of me, and my grades have gone through the roof regarding Anthony's grades. I've been living in Sebastopol my whole life, and it's probably the best town for someone like me who just likes to be lazy and hang around and walk where you don't have to drive. It takes like 10 minutes to get to Safeway from where I'm living, so that's helpful. And after I graduate from Laguna, I'm gonna go to the JC and take some classes because I'm not sure yet what I want to be doing with my life. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be getting into welding because that has piqued my interest. Just because it's fun to melt metal and put it together, in my opinion. I had a good time doing that. So yeah, I never expected to do this well, especially when I was at Hanoi. I was kind of in a wrong place, and I'm happy to be where I am now, where I can go home, be proud of myself, and my parents can be proud of me, and that's about it.
Thanks, Ben, and good luck in the welding. We're gonna go visit my welder friends. I've got a great, yeah. Okay, so fantastic job, and thank you again for your effort. We really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you.
I guess I have to say, I wish that there had been an alternative for me when I was going to high school. Because I was similar to him. I was lost. I never had a place to transfer. I ended up doing very poorly throughout high school. And when I graduated, I didn't know what I wanted to do either, Ben. So,
Have you figured it out yet?
join the club. No. Yeah, anyway. Congratulations, Ben. Rotarian birthdays.
Yeah.
Gail Thomas. What are your plans, Gail?
What's your name, Brian?
Well, my plans this birthday actually are that I'm going to be spending the weekend with a group of ladies at Westminster Woods at a retreat. And I'm really pretty excited about it. Thank you.
That'll be $10. Thank you. And Pam, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. This is a great picture of you and Jim. Where was this picture taken?
I think that was up at Lake Tahoe. That was actually in the middle of Jim's Pacific Crest Trail hike.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I went up, it was one of the 2 times that I went to visit him, and we were on a hike out in Emerald Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. That was awesome, thank you. See you later.
Yeah. What are your plans for your
We're
birthday?
probably gonna go camping. Yeah, we got, actually, I the job I have now, I actually get a real holiday, so I have Monday off, and so we'll probably take off a couple days and do some fun.
If there was only some open land that you could find
There's
somewhere.
always some open land, that's right.
That'll be $10. Thanks, man. And David Mark Raymond, where's David today? Oh, there he is.
I was sitting down. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, you know, something that some people might find of interest, or puzzling at least, is that I was born on a little army base up in Seattle, Washington. And after I was born, they turned it into a park. And you see January 15th, after I was born, it was turned into a national holiday. It's apropos of nothing. I do plan to go up to Seattle and put a brass plaque up there, because David Mark Raymond was born here, so that people can go by and go, what the hell? Hey, I was traveling, and some people have a tradition when they finally get away, they like to bring things. Excuse me, please, I'll shoot that. Like to bring a gift to their esteemed president, and I brought something for you. It did come from Hawaii. I didn't see Ron Cutler, we talked. And I know lots of people like macadamia nuts, but if you can get a macadamia nut with flavor, that's good. And this is Spam flavor. Let me know how that turns out, okay?
It's still going to cost you $10 for your birthday. And maybe another $5 for the spam. Thank you. Rotary anniversary. Oh, he's not here today. Charlie Judson. Well, congratulations, Charlie. He's been with us for 5 years. He also had an article that was posted in the paper, and I wanted to talk to him about that and perhaps give him a little recognition for that. But we'll have to catch up with him next week. So, announcements this morning. Steve, you have an announcement for us. Everybody take a look at the flyer on your table.
The flyer on your table, I know many of you have been this before. This is the fundraiser for the ceramic studio at the Art Center here in Sebastopol. It's only $35 donation. It's going to be January 20th at 5 p.m. And you know, if you make under $75,000 a year, you need the new tax deduction. So it's $35 off the taxes for that. All of the food and everything is being donated by Rotarians out of our club here in Sebastopol. You get Mexican food, tortillas, there's vegetarian options for if you come, and you also get a really cool ceramic bowl that was made by somebody there, which will come in handy because it's been fired at a very high temperature, so it'll last through a nuclear winter if we run into that as well. So hope that you all will come. $35, it's a great deal for free food, and also there'll be Aztec music as well. Thanks.
So what's the date again, Steve?
January 20th, 5 p.m. It's a Saturday.
Coming right up. We have a board meeting this coming Monday night here at the Masonic Center at 5:30. Next week our program is going to be Chance Massaro on memory. And don't forget also on the 19th, Michael Fels is having a book event out at Occidental Center for the Arts. And he'll be talking about his latest book, A Circle of Elephants. Fascinating read if you haven't read it, and you should probably read Queen of Kansas first to kind of get a background. Both great books, different, but both really good. And then the following week, we'll be talking about the millennial generation, and January 30th, Madeline O'Connell from the YWCA will be speaking to us about domestic violence. And finally, the 1st of February, Charles Gibbons will be here representing and talking about the Boy Scouts of America. Do we have any other announcements?
I just want people to know that I'm going to be teaching an introduction to WordPress tonight at the Chimera Space. I'm going to try to start doing that every second Wednesday of the month.
What time?
It starts at 7. At the Chimera Art Space, it's, across from Community Market, behind Attico.
The old Ford dealership in town.
Yes.
Right, Joe?
At the back.
Where Joe's
So that's
office was
full
in a trailer.
My old office in the trailer?
Yeah.
With no bathroom?
Yeah.
Here, I'll take it.
Thank you, Rick.
If we have no other announcements, we get to start early and we'll have a little extra time for Jim. So our program this morning is Jim Newman about hiking the PCT from Mexico to Canada. And Pam, are you going to give the introduction?